I want to go a level deeper with you in terms of you as a person. So in that time when you had the injury in COVID and you never heard from your agent, how did you handle that from a you know human side? You know your spirit,
Yeah.
your yeah.
It was difficult because normally, if something bad happens to you as a player, your agent's the first person to call. And it was very casual. Like got released over the phone because obviously COVID, and then expecting that. So I mentioned my agent, hey, just got released. Can we have a meeting or something to set up as to what's going forward? Didn't materialize. Blue tick, what you want to call it. Um, but within that moment, that was probably the lowest point, and that's why I'd say that going pro was the lowest point in my life. Not necessarily, I mean, 24 years, but that was the lowest point in my life. I'd say actually wanting to go pro, and then when you actually got it, it's actually the lowest. Mentally, training, emotionally, couldn't cope at times, uh, and then trying to pick yourself up was difficult. 'Cause I didn't want to train, didn't want to eat, didn't want to speak to anybody.
And your mom and dad and your supportive system,
No,
how were they handling it?
yeah,
Well, first of all, were they aware of what you were experiencing throughout the
no,
time?
no. I tried to keep, I kept my emotions and all that aside. But they were upset, which you can understand, any parent can understand, and they wanted obviously the best for me, knowing that that was the dream at the time. But they were just there, shoulder to cry on. I never opened up about it. This is probably the first time to open up about it to anybody, but it's so important. I cherish vulnerability a lot, um, and I only have that with certain people because you want to keep your circle as close as possible because you don't want to be sharing with everybody. But I think that there's certain things that people need to know because people can say, you were pro, why not playing anymore? But like I said, it was the lowest point in my life. And that's obviously in that time where I found the light in the call up group, where I learned a bit about the word, got invested into that. And then that's how I carry myself or try and carry myself on a daily right now. And if I were to find myself in a football setup again, I'd obviously conduct myself differently. Not saying that it would be a big change in a sense of how I conducted myself before, but yeah,
Yeah, good. Phew, that was as when you had shared that my first thought jumped to the Superman complex, which is something I suffered with for years. I suffered with that, Superman complex. Everybody expects you to be the professional footballer. Your family expects something from you. Your family expects you to always be the strong one. I think Bryce has shared that, and because of that, you fool yourself into thinking that you're not allowed to feel. All
yeah,
right,
100%.
you're not allowed to feel. You're not allowed to speak because your mom and your dad and your uncle and your siblings don't know the reality of the industry. So you don't necessarily want to share the reality of the industry with them because they expect you to be the footballer out on the field, right?
Yeah,
And so as soon as you were sharing it, I was like, no, that's me. That's me. I didn't want to. I come home. I was sworn at or whatever. I come home and as soon as I open the door, smile. My mom, my dad, how's the game? Fine. Meanwhile, if you came to the game, you would have seen how I was sworn, left, right, and center. So what you just said, and you had shared on something so powerful where you said you embrace vulnerability. So explain that because in the football space, vulnerability is seen as a weakness, right? Isn't that what people think? When somebody shows his softer side, no, 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 you can't. And I was always told from a young age that when you're on the pitch, you must be a beast. When you're off the pitch, you must be whoever you are as a person. No, but that's virtually impossible because you're not a robot, right? You can't go off the pitch, switch on someone who you think you are, and then on the pitch you become this Iron Man. It doesn't work like what's that, right? So just some share a bit on that, on the
vulnerability.
other vulnerability, because for me
Yeah,
even that is hard. That is, until this day, I must admit that
yeah,
is still hard for me because all the
yes,
years of experience I would say that I've been through, good and bad, it is still hard. So I'm talking to all football players. I know that you know that you can provide much higher quality in your football, right? What if there's a way to increase that by 5x? Now, I've helped football players, both amateur and professional football, especially in South Africa, increase their value by 5x. How do you get them started? You simply click on the link below and let's get you going towards your next level. Yeah. And now, enjoy the rest of the video, guys.
Yeah, I'd say, like I said, I even feel better now just sharing that little bit. But to be vulnerable, not as a footballer, as a human being, I think it's so important, especially in the way today in society sees people, especially as a footballer. You can't want to tell your teammate, this is what's happening at home. I feel like this today, or you don't want to tell your coach because coach might, have a soft side and put me on the bench and I won't play, but I want to play this game. But I think it's so important because understand that after football, that teammate might be your best man at the wedding one day. It's not just about the now. I think everybody focus on the now, but you also have to think long term. Do you want your teammate to be your friend, your business partner, where you're able to share and be vulnerable? And I know it takes some time because not everybody can talk freely. Like myself, I mean, I'm on a football. I'm this guy. No, I'm the machine. I'm the fittest. But going home, nobody knows. Oh, I'm exhausted. I just did a triple session, but I'm not telling anybody. You just have to perform. I have to do this. But I think it's so important to also check in with yourself at least. Write down this I'm feeling today. Journal. Pray about it, or find mentors now. They don't have to be way older than you. They could be in a PSL team if you at an academy, or it could be a coach or someone that has at least played the game. I think it's so important. I'm privileged to have quite a bit in different fields, not just in football, because you're not a footballer forever. And I'd say that always be a human being first before anything else. Footballer, accountant, doctor, you are a human being first. So I think that if you can check in with that first, tap into your human before you tap into whatever, then you're winning.
Hey, Nathan here. So, moms, dads, and families of sportsmen, football players, do you want to help your son or daughter enjoy their career in their sport, in their football? The next level challenge for parents is designed for you to get the most out of yourself, growing, learning, improving your understanding of this game, and more importantly, of your child's journey. To get started, simply click on the link below in the description and let's get you growing towards your next level. Because the more you know, the more you can help your kids grow. Okay, and now enjoy the rest of the video and have an awesome day further. Cheers, guys. Yeah, I think that is awesome. I think building yourself as a human, as in your spiritual side, is was key. It was key because I've come to learn over this last year that what we experience in the physical is as a result of what is happening in the spiritual. And that's very reality, guys. Whether you want to say, but no, it's I challenge you to think about things that have happened to you in your life, in the physical, even as a coach, even as a player, even as a parent, and then think back to what choice you made, what your thoughts were, what you are tapping into, who you are tapping into. Now we think of it, okay, but what has this got to do with game football? What is happening in the physical is as a result of what is happening inside of you, what thoughts you're thinking, like I said. Yeah. So it speaks to what we spoke about in the first session about the be, do, and have. Yeah. So everybody wants to have. Everybody wants to. We all want to have. We want to have a football career. We want to have a business. We want to have. We want to have. But are you prepared to do what it takes to have? And then what Bryce just shared again. Are you prepared to become the person that is able to do what is needed so that you can have? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And this is what you just shared again, that you went through this whole journey similar to myself. Each one has
Yes,
we have our own journeys, but eventually we come to the same point that if we don't look at ourselves first, what we think, what we believe, in who we believe, then we will always wonder why things are not going forward for us. Yeah, and that's a journey that you also shared now
yeah.
with us. My journey has been a similar one. But if there's one thing, Bryce, that that you would, if you had the opportunity to do this journey over again, if you were a younger Bryce, because you're still young, if you were a younger Bryce, if there was something or the way of thinking or the way of being, what would you change, or wouldn't you change anything?
I don't think I would, because I'd say actually one thing, to fail more. Because I believe that failing is a skill.
You gotta slow down, man. You gotta slow down. You telling people that you gotta fail more. You know, it's like yours must go fail again. You gotta slow down on it. You gotta when you hit people with something so powerful, you gotta you gotta stop and you gotta go into it like
Okay.
okay. So explain what
So
failing more
I
means.
think like obviously failure has this negative connotation of all the bad things, injury, failing a test. But tap into it further. Did you prepare? Were you doing your pre-ab? Were you stretching before? You just focus on the outcome, the injury, the failing a test, or whatever. The accident, I was driving too fast. Maybe I should leave half an hour earlier. These are the things. But I'd say that failure is a skill. Because do we actually learn when we fail? Because when you on a successful wave, you're riding. Nothing's gonna stop me. Nothing to learn. All the success, all the money. Don't need anything. Don't need anyone. But it's when you're at the bottom that that's where you're learning. That's where there's growth. That's where you discover about yourself. And I think that if I could change anything, I'd fail more. Learn how to fail. Because everybody has failed, everybody has a story. So ask. Because those that are successful, they failed many times. So tap in. That's why we have mentors. Ask what happened. I'm in this situation. I believe you were in a similar situation. How did you overcome? What can I do? What did you teach me? Because I'm younger and you're older. So that's what I'd say. Learn how to fail.
Good.
Good.
Yeah. On that note, guys, that was awesome, Bryce. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
No, really, really top
Thank you.
stuff there. Yeah. Fail more, guys. Learn to fail forward because all work works. Yeah. If it's not working for you, it's guaranteed to work on you. Yeah. And you've heard it here from Bryce Lenders. Okay. See you guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Are you listening?
Hey, it's Nathan here. So, what is the next level challenge? The next level challenge is all about you tapping into the untapped potential of yourself as a football player, as a coach, as a parent. Because we don't know everything, guys. I've been a footballer for 20 years and I still don't know everything. I've been a coach for a fraction of that time and I still don't know everything. I've been a parent for an even shorter time and I need to learn a lot more. So growth is a journey best shared. The next level challenge is designed to help you get to your next level and to more importantly provide quality to those that you either coach or your parent, yeah, or you as a football player. Because growth is a journey best shared. And the more you know, the more you can grow.